It's going to end in court. I'm very excited to see this potentially be live streamed and broadcasted the same way the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial was.
What happened with Amber Heard and what was the other guy?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. This is such an important story. If they would have won against him, could have crushed his career if they would have won. America almost hated Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Of course.
This is about to be the messiest showdown since the internet discovered celebrity Twitter beefs. We're talking Blake Lively versus Amber Heard, and the only thing messier than their alleged feuds is my online shopping cart at 3 a.m. So who's the biggest baddie? Is it Serena van der Woodsen herself, rocking up to Hollywood with her perfectly curated Instagram aesthetic and hair that looks like it was woven by angels? Or is it Amber Heard, the queen of controversy, who's got more lawsuits under her belt than a corporate tax lawyer? Grab your popcorn because this is going to be juicier than a TMZ exclusive. Before we start, let's get one thing straight. If you don't subscribe, I will personally come to your house and rearrange your kitchen cabinets so you can never find the salt again. And trust me, cooking without salt is a fate worse than doom scrolling through celebrity drama all night. So hit that button unless you want to live in chaos forever. Now let's rewind a bit, because this drama is too juicy to rush through. Blake Lively, America's sweetheart, found herself smack dab in the middle of a Hollywood PR nightmare, and it's messier than a reality show finale. It all started when she accused her It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni of some seriously shady behavior. We're talking harassment allegations, claims of a toxic work environment, and enough gaslighting to illuminate the entire New York skyline. And just when we thought the scandal had hit its peak, in waltzes Amber Heard, like the plot twist nobody saw coming, saying, "Been there, done that, got the lawsuit." Because apparently Baldoni's alleged behavior is giving her major déjà vu.
She made it a lighthearted thing. She wanted to talk about, wear your florals, and she used it as an opportunity to promote her alcohol brand. And as a response to this, she was getting a lot of hate. Alcoholism really fuels DV as well. So it was completely tone deaf. And in response to this, what she did was she created a smear campaign against Baldoni.
Now, if you thought that was the climax, buckle up, because Baldoni's crisis management strategy is where things go full Hollywood thriller. Insiders whisper that he didn't just call in any PR fixer. He allegedly went straight for Melissa Nathan, the same PR genius who practically performed sorcery to revamp Johnny Depp's image during his courtroom war with Heard. And if her track record is anything to go by, this woman doesn't just clean up PR messes, she makes them disappear. Poof! Like a magician with a bottomless hat of tricks. According to some very conveniently leaked emails, Nathan's strategy for Baldoni was less about damage control and more about digital warfare. The plan? Launch a full-scale social media manipulation campaign, complete with bot armies, fake fan accounts, and carefully crafted smear tactics to dismantle Lively's credibility brick by brick.
This is a mean girl. This isn't a good person. We are seeing the Me Too movement literally die. It's taking its last gasping breaths, but it is about to be dead. And in response to this, what she did was she created a smear campaign against Baldoni, but everyone's seeing through it. They're seeing through the BS. And, at the end of the day, they're the ones who are seeking gag orders against Baldoni from releasing information.
It's the kind of behind-the-scenes power play that makes you wonder if any celebrity scandal is ever real or just the product of some PR puppet master pulling all the strings. And let's be honest, if I ever find myself getting cancelled, you best believe I'm sliding into her DMs. But wait, the tea is still boiling. While Lively was busy picking up the pieces of her shattered public image, Baldoni was allegedly working overtime to make sure she stayed in the hot seat. Some insiders claim he even enlisted a few of his It Ends With Us co-stars to publicly vouch for his innocence, because what's a Hollywood scandal without a few conveniently timed character references? Of course, none of this is confirmed yet, but if there's one thing we do know, it's that this saga is far from over.
He's a male feminist. He's loves guilty. Women. He's cares. Guilty. He's doing all this.
He literally was not even allowed to be at the premiere of his own movie.
Why is that?
She made him and his whole family go down to the basement.
Go down to the basement during the premiere of his movie because Blake Lively had alienated the entire cast against him. And then when there was negative backlash as a result, they painted all these false allegations against Justin in order to try to get back the power in the narrative. Because Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds came in with their own team, their own editors. They completely hijacked this thing.
Blake, on the other hand, was just trying to do her thing. Act in a movie, promote her hair care line, and, not get digitally assassinated in the process. But let's be real, the internet does not believe in giving celebrities the benefit of the doubt. Instead of rallying behind her, they decided she was the problem, slapping her with labels like tone-deaf, rude, and out of touch. Somehow, in the grand spectacle of online outrage, Blake ended up being cast as the villain in a movie about domestic violence. Meanwhile, Baldoni? He was out here playing the reformed good guy, handing out domestic AB hotline numbers like free samples at Costco. And Blake? She was getting crucified for the unforgivable crime of wearing a floral dress. The hypocrisy was so loud, it didn't even need a microphone. It practically had its own verified Twitter account. And then, just when things couldn't get any messier, in struts Amber Heard, Hollywood's queen of PR disaster recovery, ready to drop some truth bombs. Say what you will about her, but she knows a thing or two about media takedowns. With her signature "I've been here before" energy, she basically told the world, "Wake up, people, you're being played." And honestly, she might actually have a point. Because here's where things get really twisted. Turns out, the very same PR firm that dragged her name through the mud is allegedly the mastermind behind Blake's downfall. If that's not the plot of a dark Hollywood satire, I don't know what is. Insiders claim that Baldoni's crisis team, led by PR puppet master Melissa Nathan, executed a playbook so identical to Heard's case, you'd think it was copy-pasted straight from a "How to Destroy a Woman's Reputation" manual. Step 1, flood social media with fake fan accounts singing Baldoni's praises. Step 2, amplify every minor misstep from Blake until she looks like the second coming of Hollywood's most hated woman. Step 3, plant insider stories, painting Baldoni as the misunderstood hero, complete with teary-eyed interviews about how the scandal has been so hard on him. Sound familiar? Because it's exactly what happened in Depp versus Heard.
What has been revealed?
She said things like he chastised her for her weight. She, in fact, messaged him saying, "Hey, I'm breastfeeding right now, but come into my trailer. Let's go ahead and run some lines." All of this has been debunked by the text messages provided by Baldoni. Every single thing that she's claimed against him has been disproved.
So he was a class act throughout the entire process?
Yes.
That's what it seemed.
Wow.
And the irony? The internet ate it up. 1 minute Blake was an A-list darling, beloved for her charm, wit, and flawless hair. The next, she was the internet's favorite punching bag, with people dissecting everything from her past interviews to her hand gestures to prove she was always the villain. Meanwhile, Baldoni? He was out here being hailed as a martyr, a victim of the evil, manipulative woman narrative that Hollywood loves to recycle. But here's where things get really messy. Amber, never one to stay silent, decided she wasn't going to let history repeat itself. And in true Heard fashion, she did not hold back. She started calling it out, pointing out the eerie similarities between her own PR downfall and what was happening to Blake. She even hinted, without actually naming names, that certain Hollywood power players were recycling their tactics, knowing full well how to manipulate the public's perception. And let's just say, the second she started speaking up, the internet lost it. Some people called her bitter, desperate for relevance. Others started connecting the dots and realizing maybe, just maybe, she was onto something. And before you start picking sides, let's just take a moment to appreciate the irony. The internet loves a villain, and it's handing out that title like Oprah giving away cars. Today, it's Blake, yesterday it was Amber, and tomorrow, probably some other blonde woman who dares to exist in Hollywood.
She's like, "I have dragons, just like Khaleesi. I have Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift." Ryan Reynolds is like the A+ of all Hollywood actors. So yeah, they tried to completely intimidate him, and it's amazing to see that it hasn't worked. Blake is saying things. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but she compares herself to Khaleesi. I believe she has dragons.
Also, friendly reminder, if you're still here and not subscribed, I will unleash a horde of telemarketers onto your phone at all hours of the night. They will ask if you're happy with your car's extended warranty until you break. Do the right thing. Hit that button. So the $1 million question, who's the bigger baddie? Well, depends on who you ask. If you believe the internet, it's Blake. If you believe Amber, it's Justin Baldoni. If you believe PR firms, then the answer is whoever is paying them the most money at any given moment. And if you believe me, well, I think Hollywood is just one giant reality show, and we're all just extras in the background trying to figure out the plot. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. We've got social media manipulation so intense, it would make a Russian bot farm jealous. We've got PR firms running smear campaigns like it's the Hunger Games, and we've got the general public flipping sides faster than a pancake on Sunday morning. Maybe, just maybe, the real villain here isn't Blake, Amber, or even Baldoni. Maybe it's the machine that keeps turning people into public enemies for entertainment. But who am I to judge? I'm just here, spilling the tea and reminding you to subscribe. Speaking of which, if you haven't hit that button yet, I assume you enjoy living in suspense. But I'm telling you, I have access to an endless supply of dad jokes, and I will not hesitate to use them against you. Don't test me.
Did any of you guys see Deadpool Wolverine
Yes.
at all? She made a comment that Baldoni said she was too heavy for him to lift. That's not true. He simply said, I have a back injury. He's nice, Paul, and he's saying like, oh, she bounced back right after her pregnancy. It's okay, I can say that I'm a feminist. They're literally
They're making fun of
mocking Justin Baldoni. Actually put it
That's a
in
weird
the
comment.
Deadpool movie.
In the end, this whole mess just proves one thing. Hollywood is wild, and the internet is even wilder. Whether you think Blake is guilty, Amber is vindicated, or Baldoni is the mastermind behind it all, one thing's for sure. This saga is far from over. And when the next plot twist drops, you know I'll be here, breaking it all down for you. Just make sure you're subscribed, or I'll start sending you daily motivational emails written entirely in Comic Sans. You've been warned. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.